What's up, guys? Swift here with a Bears quick take, talking about a recent report from Albert Breer where he details the things that the Bears want to change with Caleb Williams this offseason. On top of that, the Bears did release a new 1920 football drive video going behind the scenes of this year's NFL draft. I wanted to quickly discuss both topics. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First off, I never like to make a big deal out of players' body language. Any Bears fan who remembers the Jay Cutler era remembers how much this was talked about and how the media would constantly blow it out of proportion for years. I got sick of hearing about it. We all knew that Jay Cutler didn't have the best body language in the world, but nobody wanted to hear about it every single press conference or all offseason long. But here we are again, and Albert Breer is reporting that the Bears are worried about Caleb Williams' body language. In his recent report, he shared that there are two things the Bears coaching staff are most concerned about when it comes to our franchise quarterback, at least as far as early mini camps are concerned. That's something I think a lot of people are missing with this. You can't really talk about breaking down a defense or go into anything too detailed when we're this early in camp, just working on installs and procedures. So the two things are his body language and his pre-snap procedures. To me, I think the pre-snap procedures will be helped tremendously just by having Joe Tooney and Drew Dahlman in front of him on the offensive line. But also having a better coaching staff and an offensive-minded coaching staff, Ben Johnson's going to help with that as well. But Caleb just has to learn the nuances of Ben Johnson's playbook and continue getting better. I think that'll come naturally. But the other part was the body language. And while Caleb should not be compared to Jay Cutler, there were moments last season when all of us fans could see it watching the game. The franchise record 68 sacks that Caleb took, it wore him down. He took an absolute beating, and then he watched his offensive coordinator and head coach that he was learning from get fired. Those things took a toll on Caleb Williams. And his rookie season was messy, chaotic, and even unprofessional from a coaching standpoint. But his body language was not the biggest issue. Ben Johnson does want to get out in front of this, though, and this is something I believe will not be an issue going forward. Things are going to be different this year, and this story most likely will get blown out of proportion. But I did want to remind our fan base that Ben Johnson simply does not hide from criticism, and the reason he's addressing this is to stop it from being a continuous issue. I love how accountable and honest our new head coach is. This is not something I will spend much time talking about, but I did want to quickly address the story, as I'm sure most of the fan base will hear something about it this week. To me, it's not a big deal at all, and it's just our new head coach getting out in front of this story. He probably would have preferred it not got out to the media, but it is what it is. But also, if you guys missed it, the Bears released a new 1920 football drive video this morning, a must-watch version that featured an in-depth look at behind the scenes of this year's draft. The two coolest moments for me were, first, Ryan Poles talking about trading down in round 2. He managed to turn 2 second-round picks into 3 second-rounders. And he went on to talk about how huge that was for him. Instead of reaching for just one player, Ryan Poles turned our second-round pick into both Ozzie Trapillo and Shamar Stewart, adding to the trenches on the offensive and defensive lines. This trade to me from the Bills was an absolute home run, and it's what I wanted to do in the second round of the draft. That was the sweet spot, and we were able to come away with 3 players there instead of 2 when you bring on Luther Burden. But Poles also talked about his day 3 targets and what his plan was. Before round 4 kicked off on Saturday morning, Poles said he really wanted to draft a linebacker, a defensive back, a running back, and a guard. He said this before they picked Ruben Hippolyte in round 4. And he ended up accomplishing that by drafting Zay Frazier, Luke Newman, and Kyle Monungai after selecting Ruben Hippolyte. He got all the positions he wanted, but the video shows a lot of behind-the-scenes draft information. Check it out if you missed it. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the recent news. Stay tuned. I have a ton more videos on the way. Remember to hit that like button for me, and until next time, bear down.